incredible. Lots of variety of runecraft decks that we saw today. But we're about to hop into the game, so Exodium, we will see you before the next semifinals match. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Let's see how this semis plays out for both Limits and Kadeemer.
Let's see what the matchups is going to be. It's going to be Limits on his Dragon and Kadeemer with Latham.
Oh,
Still
Limits.
catching those flies, man.
He's rocking that NGE emblem.
Not
Did you close
bad.
your eyes?
I wasn't looking. I was looking at Latham. That's what I was looking at.
You
I was
did?
like, wow.
Okay, so you have to acknowledge that the emblem exists, but then you can't look at it directly. So,
Oh, it'll turn you to stone. Right.
yeah.
Yeah. If it's happened to the other Sterling that was on the show.
Yeah.
I'm his clone.
Yep.
I don't know if you knew that.
All right. The tried and true Latham sword. It's a special brand of swordcraft.
And yet we don't ever actually see Latham play the card, sadly. Does not have the best of synergy with mid-range sword, but Full Sword Swing does, and that's going to be able to take out the Unica. There's ramp in the hand of Limits. I mean, he's got the options he needs, I'd say. He's going to be able to survive with his Grimnir just a little bit more. And coming into the turns, he's got 2 Sibyls and Draconic Fervor as well. I mean, if I was Limits, I'd be really comfortable in this sword matchup. It's exactly what the Dragon player needs, I'd say.
Fantastic situation, yeah, for Limits. Just putting a stop on this turn 3 aggression here from Kadeemer. But Kadeemer's moving into kind of the first evolution point.
Right.
That can be important. It kind of goes both ways, right? Dragon really likes the early play point because they can ramp even faster than they normally could. But on the other hand, evolution orbs are such a precious resource for swordcraft that it can be very valuable. It does mean that the front guard general is going to be kind of one step late in comparison to everything else.
Right, and with so many cards that give a significant number of followers on the board, we're seeing Floral Fencer right now. I mean, having that extra Evolve Orb is massive because with Luminous Mages as well, there's possibly not a turn where you don't evolve, honestly.
So this turn is a little bit awkward. Depends on the draw here. Dragoon Scyther, double Dragoon Scyther, so it's going to have to be Sybil Evolve. Basically meaning you can only kill the Grimnir here.
And he doesn't really need the healing. He's already at 20 health, but still, I mean, you want to be taking out the Floral Fencer. I mean, leaving the 6/5 Sybil on board, it's got to feel good. I mean, knowing that next turn it is going to be able to get the healing, so Kadeemer is going to have to deal with that. He could Luminous Mage if he wanted to trade into that. It's going to be the Floral Fencer, though, just getting even more followers on board. Saving the Mage for another turn.
So this particular Floral Fencer will end up falling here to the Sybil.
And there's no AoE clear in the hand of Limits. This is a massive board that Kadeemer has got in his hand.
Kind of in the same scenario, right? Unless you top deck something special here, the Grimnir, he's just going to play the Sybil. So, again, only going to be able to take down 1 card.
He does get the healing this time, and he was able to ramp even more. And he's got more healing in the following turns as well with Draconic Fervor. Still only on turn 9, even if he were to draw into a Zeus or a Bahamut. Not going to be able to play that. And Kadeemer is going to be dropping down the Mage this turn. Possibly evolving the Luminous Knight, trading that into Sybil, and then going for face for 6 damage with the... Or, excuse me, more than that.
There it is.
All must come to an end.
That's a massive amount of pressure, and Limits still isn't on his 10th play orb, so even if he does draw into a big option, he's not going to be able to play it this turn. He's got the 2 Dragoon Scythers, so 2 opportunities for Storm.
Yep.
Storm and Bane taking out the Mage, really, really nice. And the ramp from Draconic Fervor kind of definitely wasted, and now he draws into the Polyphonic Roar and the Genesis Dragon. Now he's on turn 10. That's great. So a bit of an awkward orb play there because he wasn't able to ramp up to exactly what he needed.
Yeah, it's kind of a dangerous situation here for Limits here.
Right, we'll see exactly what he chooses to do on the next turn. Kadeemer, still on his turn, he's got the Novice Trooper and the Front Guard General as well for that massive ward. And against the Polyphonic Roar and the Storm that Limits has in his hand, it's going to be absolutely great.
There it is.
But, I mean, Kadeemer doesn't know that. There could be a Bahamut in his hand. But even if there was a Bahamut in Limits' hand, I think Front Guard General is a great play. But he's going to flood the board with some more Storm options and the Mage Leader just to get an extra little bit of security. With getting the Mage in the hand as well. Really nice. Man, those Steel-clad Knights have been working it. And now there's a Fangblade Slayer next turn for Limits. Or excuse me, next turn for Kadeemer. Yeah, that's gonna be game one. Kadeemer is gonna be able to take this game. Just Fangblade Slayer, one attack, doesn't even need the Evolve Orb.
There it is, Grimner play, and the Fangblade coming down. That'll close it out.
That'll close it out, yeah.
Quite an incredible game from Kadeemer there, and really, I mean, this is something that we talk about ever since kind of, it's a thing that Envy would really harp on as well, where in the Swordcraft kind of deck and the way that the cards are designed and the way that they play out based on you know, how this situation moves forward, the Swordcraft can just run over your opponent, right? When you get the options that you need consistently over and over and over again.
He had Floor Fencer, followed by another Floor Fencer, just like so much pressure on the board. And the options, I mean, he had the Sibyls, and he had the Draconic Fervor on turn 9. I mean, it was a real awkward place for Dragon to be when you want to be really making those efficient orb plays.
I also really like Kadeemer's deck overall. It's just got a good set of options, right? I really like his addition of kind of the front guard, even though perhaps, you know, it's not super relevant, but it just seems like he's playing out his options really well, and he's constructed just a solid deck, and he's brought it here today, and it's playing out really well against his Dragoncraft opponents.
Nice, and now we're going to game 2. Kadeemer could take this away and advance to the finals, stopping Limits in his tracks, but we'll see what Limits does to answer it with his own Dragon deck. And they're both sitting with similar options. I mean, they both have Breath of the Salamander, and Limits was able to draw into his Dragon Oracle. Absolutely stellar. But Kadeemer, he's got the lower cost options that the Dragon player really likes. The Breath of the Salamander, I mean, it's not really useful. There's no followers to use it on, but he does also have the Aelia and the Emissary as well. And also, right on turn 2, being able to draw into an Oracle. This is shaping up to be a very even game for these two Dragon decks. So we'll see what the turn 4 play for Kadeemer is. He's going to be able to get the Aelia and possibly the Ivory Dragon as well. He wants to do that too. And Limits is going to be able to answer it with a Sybil of his own on this turn.
Absolutely. Here comes... Oh my god, what a hand.
Opting to play the Draconic Fervor instead of the Sybil. I mean, he didn't have the Evolve Orb. He wasn't going to get the healing or anything. He wasn't in Overflow. Oh man, and that's Kadeemer drawing into Polyphonic Roar. We could be seeing that card coming down this turn.
Yeah, we just talked about it a little bit too. And definitely an interesting flavor for Kadeemer here. And he's going to be the one that strikes first blood. Going turn 2 as well.
Yeah, the first bit of damage coming down with the aggressive evolved Aelia. I mean, Limits, he's going to have to destroy that. I mean, if he wants to get rid of the 4/4 follower that's on Kadeemer's side.
It's really uncomfortable. Always these scenarios where you evolve a follower that has last word that you really don't want to poke.
Yeah.
You don't want to get constantly pinged by that, so it kind of forces the issue.
Yeah, it happens a lot with Attendant of Night or Lurching Corpse in a Shadow deck. Aelia, similar function.
I've got to take a break.
For sure. And there's 2 Ace Refills in the hand of Limits. He's got that card coming down next turn. Turn 8 for Kadeemer. There's Ouroboros. There's Rahab as well. I mean, the 3 damage right out of the Sybil, that's got to feel really good. Especially now that you have an 8/4 follower to mention.
That's a great Ouroboros drop. Now, the thing is, this damage, I mean, if you opt to drop Israfil, is not super relevant, but I don't know if you want to use the Israfil Evolve just to have your Israfil be left at 2 health.
At 2 defense, yeah. Either way, I mean, you've got to deal with the Ouroboros. It's not going to be the Israfil. He's going to redraw with a Draconic Fervor, and it's going to be the Breath of the Salamander to try to get that off the board.
He still also has Dragoon Scyther, so that's an option. But again, Ouroboros just keeps dropping again and again and again. The fact that we don't see it in Limits' hand means that Kadeemer can actually constantly threaten. There it is!
Oh, what a risky play. I mean, Limits could have Bahamut in his hand. He could draw it this turn. It's not going to be that.
Oh my gosh.
Kadeemer really playing the odds here. I like it. Taking the risks.
Oh my god. I can't.
So next turn he's going to get a 5/5 Wind Blast Dragon. Oh my gosh, that's massive. Absolutely massive.
What?
And the turn after that, you know what he's going to get? A Wind Blast Dragon right after that one. Oh my goodness. huge.
Oh, no, that's so much pressure coming out here. He can actually just take out the Sybil for free
He
here.
could take out
if
the
he
Sybil.
wants to do
He could Grimnir, maybe evolve the Rahab just to get another massive follower, or Boros as well. He's got the options he needs. But still, I mean, Limits is going to be able to answer this. He's got a Sahak Wheel and then Israfil as well. He could. But still, I mean, those Windblast Dragons are going to keep coming out. I mean, Limits is going to have to draw into that Bahamut if he wants to get rid of that amulet. Draw into the Bahamut or just wish that you put an Odin in your deck.
He's 2 Dragon Emissaries and got 2 Sybils.
2 Sybils. That's so great.
Man. Got the Enhanced Breath of the Salamander. We'll remove that card and give him the swing for 5 here. And we'll see. I mean, Limits, if he doesn't get a good option soon, he's just going to have to start playing stuff.
He has a Polyphonic Roar of himself. Risky playing at this turn. Very risky. In fact, I don't think that's a play. I mean, don't do that. Do not want to do that. But still, I mean, there's an Israfil to be able to heal. It's almost healing up from the exact damage that the Dragon did you -1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be your...
You do want to remove... You could do... a Sahak Wheel.
Yeah, Sahak Wheel.
Nothing feels that great.
Yeah,
Nothing
I mean,
really feels that great.
Especially because of, I mean, Kadeemer is able to get his Polyphonic Roar on the field first, which is huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge. Especially when
and
both
he still
decks
holds
are
the
running
Evolution
that.
Orb advantage and the health advantage.
Yeah.
So you really don't want to race. And he has Ouroboros.
Yeah, it's going to have to be either the Israfil Evolve for the healing or the Sahak Wheel Israfil for the clear. And you don't get the healing, but then you can still, of course, summon the Israfil in the following turns. I mean, just Dragoon Scyther and save your options. Maybe get a Unica. Just, oh man. Either way, playing out the options, and there's just going to be another Windblast Dragon coming out next turn.
So he's going to float 5. There's another one. Oh
my
my.
gosh.
He's dead? 9, 5, 14. No,
14,
he's 1
yeah.
point off.
Goodness, it's going to be the Grimnir to get the ward and the extra 4 damage, but still, it looks
this
like
is just a compounding problem here for Limits.
Yep, those dragons.
Constantly has to answer to the Windblast Dragon. Yep. There's the Evolution Orb being spent for
9 cost amulet, definitely getting its worth in this game.
Yeah. What do you know?
And now, if Limits wants to Israfil, he's going to have to attack the Grimnir, sadly.
Everything Exodium talks about
Fighting is so crude.
comes true, or it comes to fruition. It says
Fighting is
Polyphonic
so
Roar.
sorrowful.
Now we see it.
It won't be long
It's going to evolve here. Sahak probably into Grimnir and then Israfil. So he's dead no matter what.
No matter what, yeah, the dragon's coming out. As sure as the sun will rise. As sure as I went to college, that Windblast Dragon is going to be coming out. He's got the ward still, but I mean, like the Ouroboros in hand.
He's
well
got Genesis,
the ward.
so it's going to be Windblast and then Genesis.
Yeah.
There it is.
He's got more than enough options to play out to close out the game.
When Limits looks into the sky, do you know what he says? Dragons.
Dragons.
There it is.
Dragons for
Kadeemer
days, man.
X. How has this guy not made it to the finals before? He is actually smashing fools.
He's been doing his homework for 10 weeks. That's what he's been doing.
He's been studying up.
He's been setting it up. He's been watching the streams. He's been perfecting the decks. And he's got his decks.
I mean, every single game he's played today has been super dominating.
2-0s in the round of 8 and in the semifinals.
He's just been